Sitaram, Lakshman Hanuman Sitaram, 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 Lakshman Hanuman Sitaram, 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 Lakshman Hanuman Sitaram, Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sitaram, Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sitaram, 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 Lakshman Hanuman Sitaram, 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 Lakshman Hanuman Sitaram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Lakshman Hanuman Sitaram, 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 Lakshman Hanuman Sitaram. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad, Paramahansa Parivajikacharya, Astottara Sutta Shishimad, ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Kotha Vaishnava ki, Rāmacandra Srila Haridas Thakur ki, Prem Shri Ho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda ki, Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Syam Mukunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki, Vrindavan Dham ki, Shri Mayapur ki, Ayodhya Dham ki, Ganga Maya ki, Yamuna Maya ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Tulsi Maharani, Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Daivim Sarasvati Vyasa Tator Jayamudirayat Nasta Prayeshu Abadeshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Ninth Canto, Chapter 10, Text 50. Pastimes of Lord Rāmacandra. Please repeat. Agrahīd āsanam bhrātrā praṇipatya prasāditaḥ prajāḥ sva-dharma-niratā varṇāśrama-guṇānvitāḥ jugopa pitṛ-vat rāmo menire pitaram chatam agrahīd āsanaṁ bhrātrā praṇipatya prasāditaḥ prajāḥ sva-dharma-niratā varṇāśrama-guṇānvitāḥ jugopa pitṛ-vat rāmo menire pitaram chatam agrahīd āsanam bhrātrā praṇipatya prasāditaḥ prajāḥ sva-dharma-niratā varṇāśrama-guṇānvitāḥ jugopa pitṛ-vat rāmo menire pitaram chatam agrahīd āsanam bhrātrā praṇipatya prasāditaḥ prajāḥ sva-dharma-niratā varṇāśrama-guṇānvitāḥ jugopa pitṛ-vat rāmo menire pitaram chatam Ladies. Agrahīd āsanam bhrātrā praṇipatya prasāditaḥ prajāḥ sva-dharma-niratā varṇāśrama-guṇānvitāḥ jugopa pitṛ-vat rāmo menire pitaram chatam agrahīd āsanam bhrātrā praṇipatya prasāditaḥ prajāḥ sva-dharma-niratā varṇāśrama-guṇānvitāḥ jugopa pitṛ-vat rāmo menire pitaram chatam agrahīd āsanam bhrātrā praṇipatya prasāditaḥ prajāḥ sva-dharma-niratā varṇāśrama-guṇānvitāḥ jugopa pitṛ-vat rāmo menire pitaram chatam agrahīd āsanam bhrātrā praṇipatya prasāditaḥ prajāḥ sva-dharma-niratā varṇāśrama-guṇānvitāḥ jugopa pitṛ-vat rāmo menire pitaram chatam, agrahīd, accepted, āsanam, the throne of the state, bhrātrā, by his brother Bharata, praṇipatya, after fully surrendering unto him, prasāditaḥ, having been pleased, prajāḥ, and the citizens, sva-dharma-niratā, fully engaged in their respective occupational duties. Varṇāśrama, according to the system of varna and ashram. Guṇa-anvitāḥ, all of them being qualified in that process. Jugopa, the Lord protected them. pitṛ-vat, exactly like a father. Rāmaḥ, Lord Ram. Chandra, O Lord Rāmacandra. Menire, they considered. Pitaram, exactly like a father. Cha, also. Tam, him, Lord Rāmacandra. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Being pleased by the full surrender and submission of Lord Bharata, Lord Rāmacandra then accepted the throne of the state. He cared for the citizens exactly like a father, and the citizens, being fully engaged in their occupational duties of varna and ashram, accepted him as their father. Please repeat. Being pleased by the full surrender and submission of Lord Bharata, Lord Rāmacandra then accepted the throne of the state. He cared for the citizens exactly like a father, and the citizens, being fully engaged in their occupational duties of varna and ashram, accepted him as their father. People are very fond of the pattern of Ram Raj, and even today politicians sometimes form a party called Ram Raj. But unfortunately they have no obedience to Lord Ram. It is sometimes said that people want the kingdom of God without God. Such an aspiration, however, is never to be fulfilled. Good government can exist when the relationship between the citizens and the government is like that exemplified by Lord Rāmacandra and his citizens. Lord Rāmacandra ruled his kingdom exactly as a father takes care of his children, and the citizens, being obliged to the good government of Lord Rāmacandra, accepted the Lord as their father. Thus the relationship between the citizens and the government should be exactly like that between father and son. When the sons in a family are well trained, they are obedient to the father and mother. And when the father is well qualified, he takes good care of the children, as indicated here by the words sva-dharma-niratā varṇāśrama-guṇānvitāḥ. The people were good citizens because they accepted the institution of varna and ashram, which arranges society in the varna divisions of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. and the ashram divisions of brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas. This is actual human civilization. People must be trained according to the different varṇāśrama occupational duties, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 4.13. Chaturvarna maya shrishtam guna karma vibhagashaha. The four varnas must be established according to the varying qualities and work. The first principle for good government is that it must institute the varnashram system. The purpose of varnashram is to enable people to become God-conscious. Varṇāśrama-guṇānvitāḥ puruṣena parapuman Vishnur aradyate. The entire varnashram scheme is intended to enable people to become Vaishnavas. Vishnur asya devata. When people worship Lord Vishnu as the Supreme Lord, they become Vaishnavas. Thus, people should be trained to become Vaishnava through the system of varna and ashram, as they were during the reign of Lord Rāmacandra, when everyone was fully trained to follow the varnashram principles. Simply enforcing laws and ordinances cannot make the citizens obedient and lawful. That is impossible. Throughout the entire world, there are so many states, legislative assemblies, and parliaments, but still the citizens are rogues and thieves. Good citizens, therefore, cannot be enforced. The citizens must be trained as there are schools and colleges to train students to become chemical engineers, lawyers, or specialists in many other departments of knowledge. There must be schools and colleges to train students to become Brahman, Kshatri, Vaishya, Sudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. This will provide the preliminary condition for good citizenship. Varṇāśrama-guṇānvitāḥ. Generally speaking, if the king or president is a Rajarshi, the relationship between citizens and the chief executive will be clear, and there will be no possibility of disruption in the state because the number of thieves and rogues will decrease. In Kali Yuga, however, because the varnashram system is neglected, people are generally thieves and rogues. In the system of democracy, such thieves and rogues naturally collect money from other thieves and rogues. And thus there is chaos in every government, and no one is happy. But here the example of good government is to be found in the reign of Lord Rāmacandra. If people follow this example, there will be good government all over the world. Om Ajnana Timrandasya Gana Gana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Gena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, we know that actually Lord Rāmacandra is a very prominent avatar of Lord Krishna. Ramadi Murtishu Kalanin Nemamistan Akarod Kalanemistan Krishna Samabhavat Paramapumanyo Govindam Adi Purusham Tamahamajami Ramadi Murtishu Kalanemistan Nanavataram Akarod Bhuvaneshu Kintu. So Lord Ram is one of the prominent incarnations of the Lord. Now, Ravana, the great demon, is actually one of the gatekeepers of Lord Narayan in Vaikuntha, who was cursed by the four Kumaras. So of course, sometimes the Lord wants to have some heroic activities, some fighting pastimes. And this attracts the minds of the devotees. Paritranaya sadhanam vinashaya cha duskritam. That he does come to kill the duskritinas, those mischievous persons who are trying to stop the dharma, the path of dharma. That is the demoniac quality, as we learn in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Asatyam apatishtam te jagadahuranishvaram aparasparam sambhutam kimanyat kamahoitukam. That the demons, those of demoniac qualities like Ravana, they simply are saying there's no God. Apratishtam, there's no creation, there's no foundation to the universe. No one created this universe, these millions and trillions of universes. There is no controller even, like Lord Krishna is controlling everything. Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate, natasyamascha vyajakas cha justyate. Sarvasya chaham svabhavaki jnana kalakriya cha. Sarvasya chaham, that the Lord has many different shaktis, very many potencies. And he can do whatever he wants with any one of his limbs. He is unlimited. So the demons like Ravana, he was terrorizing the entire universe. The demigods were running away from him. They went to Lord Brahma. This demon Ravana, he's conquering all the devas. All the devatas were conquered by Ravana. And Ravana had gotten a benediction from Brahma that none of the demigods, yakshas, kinnaras, gandharvas, nagas, none of these personalities throughout the entire universe, the 14 worlds, will be able to kill me or defeat me. But when Brahma said, what about humans? Who cares about a human being? I don't care about a human. What a little human. I'm so powerful. I have so much mystic power. Who can kill me? Like that. So Krishna, always give Krishna the credit that he's a little more intelligent than the demons. They're always trying to carve out immortality. Ravana was so powerful that his entire city was surrounded by a wall of gold. Very thick wall of gold. When Hanuman went to investigate where Sita was, looking for Sita, he went through all the different parts of Ravana's city, Sri Lanka. And he was amazed by the opulence of Ravana's kingdom. They were pearls, diamonds, the pillars were full of diamonds and Indranila gems, sapphires, and rubies. There was gold in the streets. The entire, as I said, city was surrounded by a wall of solid gold. Ravana was so opulent. However, Krishna warns in the Bhagavad Gita, Dambo darpo abhimanascha krodha parushyam evacha. That the quality of the demon is he's very arrogant. Dambo, darpo, very conceited, and abhimanas, very proud. He's very proud of who cares about God? Who cares? God is dead. So now we have modern day demons throughout our world who is claiming that God is dead. The philosopher, French philosopher, Jean-Paul Sartre, said, God is dead, who needs God? Existentialists, you know. So this is Kali Yuga. And even the people who say they're religious, they actually concoct their own religion. Yes, we can kill cows, we can kill humans, babies, all these things they're saying. We can go and kill another group of people who don't believe our religion, the Crusades, like this. So vidharma paradharmascha paradharma na chodita upadharma tu pakando dambova shabdabich chala. Word jugglery. So-called religious people, they make up their own religions. Vidharma, religion which goes against the injunctions of Vedavyas, of the Vedas. Dharmam tu shakshat bhagavat pranitam navai vidurisha napi deva nasida mukyu asuro manusya kuto nu vidyadara charanare. Lord Yamaraj, the Yamadutas are told by the Vishnu Dutas, Lord Yamaraj tells his constables that even the sages and demigods cannot create religion. Religion is only created by the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his incarnation, like Vedavyas, incarnation of God. So Ravana, he was worshipping demigod, Lord Brahma, and he had so much power. But he made one mistake. He heard about the beautiful Sita. Sita is actually the goddess of fortune. She's come out of the earth when Janaka was going plowing. Then he discovered the goddess of fortune, Sita. She came out of the earth itself. So this is Lord Vishnu is telling the demigods, don't worry, I will appear in as Ram and Lakshman, Shatrughna, and Bharata. 4 features. And they're all Vishnu Tattvas. Prabhupada is saying they're all Vishnu Tattva. He said, and I will kill the rascal Ravan. Of course, this is very wonderful. Lord Ram's pastimes have been going on for 800,000 years, probably more than that, but at least 800,000 years. People are hearing every night before Kali Yuga, people would sit down and listen to the pastimes of Lord Ram and how he appeared. Kaushalya, right? What's the name of his mother? Kaushalya? Yeah? Huh? Kaushalya. Sorry. Bad. So she was given the sweet rice. The messenger of Vishnu came and she took half. And then Samita, one of her co-wives, and Kaikeyi, she also took. So twins were born from Samita. Kaikeyi's son Bharata appeared. These are all wonderful pastimes. The Lord knew that he was going to create this drama to demonstrate to people, first of all, that in this world there's no happiness. Dukhalayama shashvatam. And that one must take shelter of the Supreme Lord. Yashashtravidim utrija vartate kamakarate. Don't be whimsical like Ravan. Reject the Lord and think you're such a big person. Prabhupada mentions in one place, Lord Ravana tried to build a staircase to the heavenly planets. He was so arrogant, you know. He didn't want to follow the proper process. Yanti deva vrta devan pitṛ-yanti pitṛ-vat. You want to go to heaven? Okay, worship the demigod. You can go to the planet of the demigods. You can go wherever you want, but do it properly. No, I'm going to build a staircase to heaven. Prabhupada says nowadays the foolish demons, they're very proud of their industrial products, their manufactured products, their inventions. However, etam dristam avastabhya nastalpanopa buddhaya prabhamanti ugra karmana. This is all ugra karma. The Americans, the Russians, whoever else, even in India, they're building these powerful weapons meant to destroy shayaya jagato hitaha, meant to destroy their so-called advanced civilization. So this is Ravana. They're indignant. Who is this God? Who is this Ram? You know, let me deal with him. So he sent his brother Kumbhakarna. He sent his son Indrajit. Lord Ram actually told Lord Vishnu told the demigods that your offspring, let them take birth on the earth planet and equip them fully with all mystic weapons, astras, tantras, mantras, so they could have the power to defeat these great Rakshasas. There were millions of Rakshasas in Sri Lanka. When Hanuman went looking around, he saw thousands of Rakshasas, man-eaters. He finally, of course, in the Ashoka Grove, found Sita sitting there. Of course, we know Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he traveled through South India, that he, in Sri Rangam area, he came across the Kurma Purana. And there was one Brahmin, Rāmacandra Vipra, and he was very concerned. How could Ravana steal Sita? Goddess of fortune, how could he could even touch her? And so in the Kurma Purana it explains that Agni, the god of fire, he took the real Sita when Ravana came disguised as a sannyasi, that Agni invisibly took Sita and protected her, and Maya Sita came out of the fire and appeared before Ravana. So all these wonderful mystic stories and sub-stories are being explained throughout the Ramayana. So many sub-stories. We can hear them every day instead of hearing Bollywood and Hollywood. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpaniyamagraha. So prajalpa, mundane topics, completely useless. So here Prabhupada is mentioning that people, they say Ram Raj, and they say we're this, we're that, we're Hindu. In America they say on the money, in God we trust. Where's the trust? All the scriptures have been, you know, bastardized, I could say. They've been compromised. Oh no, Jesus didn't mean this. God didn't mean that. Yeah, we can go ahead and do this, that, and the other. We can commit all kinds of sinful activities. So if they really want Ram Raj, they have to follow the scripture under the guidance of the great acharyas. And even they may be very sinful. We know that the author of Ram Leela, Ramayana, Valmiki, he was a murderer. Narada Muni came to him. He couldn't even say the name Ram. He had to say Mara, which means death. But Valmiki was completely purified and transformed into a great sage by Narada Muni. Narada Muni is a great, great sage amongst the demigods. Deva Rishi Naradastata. Param Brahm Param Dam Pavishram Paramam Bhavam. Purusham Shashvatam Divyam. Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. Arjuna is telling, who is this Krishna? Who is Ram? Param Brahm Param Dam Pavishram Paramam Bhavam. Purusham Shashvatam Divyam. The complete pure, the supreme Brahman, the supreme shelter, the supreme purifier. Ahustram Rishaya Sarve. Deva Rishi Naradastata. Asito Veda Vyaso. All the great sages proclaim this. So we're taking from the Guru Parampara. We don't take from some person who speaks Bhagavad Saptaha. They go around India, they speak Bhagavad Saptaha. But just like milk touched by the lips of a serpent, one who's not following the Guru Parampara, then he's simply misguiding the people also in the garb of saffron, misguiding people like Lord Indra. He disguised himself as a sannyasi. He was so envious of Maharaj Pitṛ. Maharaj Pitṛ, great incarnation of the Lord. Empowered incarnation, Shakti Avatar. So 100 horse sacrifices, Ashwamedha yagyas. So on the 100th one, Indra got so envious and jealous. Ah, who is this? Pitṛ, who is this Pitṛ? Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitra karuna. Where is this envy coming from? It originates in envy of the Supreme Lord. We want to enjoy this material world. We're trying to eke out some enjoyment in this place, dukkhalayama shashvatam. And we get a little powerful, we get a little big, and we become fully proud. Look at me. And then Krishna comes and kicks us in the head in the form of death. So Narada Muni converted this Valmiki, who was a murderer, a thief, the lowest of the low. And he spoke the Ramayana. This is the power of the parampara. This is the power of Srila Prabhupada. That he went across the ocean like Hanuman, empowered by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, empowered by the Supreme Lord Krishna. He crossed the ocean, and he even had a dream that all the avatars were, you know, rowing the boat. Ripe old age, 70 years old. And by his empowerment, he established this Sankirtan movement, the prediction of the Supreme Lord himself, who exhibited his Sadbhuj form to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Who is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya? He is Brihaspati, the sage of the demigods. He takes part in Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement, and Gauranga Mahaprabhu showed him bow and arrow, kamaldu and sannyas rod, flute. That this Gauranga Mahaprabhu is none other than Lord Krishna, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, because Radharani is extremely merciful, full of compassion. So the Lord comes because of Kali Yuga, Kalir Dosha Nide Rajan. So if we want, Prabhupada saying here that during the reign of Lord Ram, even during the reign of Maharaj Dasharat, everything was wonderful. Anad bhavati bhutani parjanyana sambhavat yagya bhavati parjanya. Everything was going on. The rains, the grains, the oceans and rivers were supplying pearls. The mountains were giving their annual taxation of diamonds, rubies. There was so much opulence, natural opulences. The cows were very happy in the pasturing grounds. People were extremely happy. There was very little evidence of disease even. If people wanted, they could live forever. It's stated in Ram Leela. Amazing time. Nowadays, Manda sumanda matayo manda bagra hi upadruta pranayak pasya sabda kalir asmin yuge janaha. People are short-lived. Oh, ripe old age, 80 years old. Maharaj Dasharat is mentioned. He ruled the world for 60,000 years. And then he decided to pass it on to Lord Ram. Unfortunately, we know that envy came into the picture. Envy of someone wants something in this material world, someone else has more, and then the disease of envy crops into one's heart. You have a beautiful house in America. You have the most beautiful wife in the house. You have the most beautiful Italian car, Maserati, Ferrari. And someone feels some envy. So Mantara, she's saying, went to Kaikeyi. What are you doing lying on your bed? Don't you know what's going on? Dasharat is about to proclaim Lord Ram as the king of the entire world. What are you doing? Ram will throw Bharata and you will lose everything. And Kaikeya at first was saying, I love Ram, what are you doing? But she poisoned her mind. Therefore, Gauranga Mahaprabhu says, Asatyanga e Vaishnavachar, Sri Sangi Ekasadu Krishna Bhaktar. And Kapila Dev says, Teshu asanteshu mudeshu, kanditatmeshu asadushu. Sangam nichotreshu, migeshu cha, asanteshu mudeshu, that never associate with unsaintly persons. Kanditatmasu asadushu, with no qualities, no good qualities. They're full of lust, they're full of greed, right? Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. They're always angry. They're always hateful. What are you Hare Krishnas chanting in the streets? Why are you chanting? Why don't you get a job? When we go to distribute books in America where everyone wants to live there, we get arrested, we get harassed by people. Even in religious clothing, they come and phone the police. These rascals, they're nonsense. They're not really religious. They're just creating problems, havoc like this. So this is the problem with envy. So Kaikeya, her mind was twisted, and she went to Dasharat. We know that he had promised her 2 boons. So, Ram should go to the forest for 14 years. And Bharata should become the king of Ayodhya. So this is the problem. Of course, Ram is exemplifying the perfect human being. As Krishna says in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, yes, Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitra kurane evacha nirmamo nirahankara soma dukkha sukhakshami yasmin nodvijate loko loka nodvijate chaya harshamarsha bayod vegar muktaya sachame priyaha. All these wonderful qualities of a devotee. He's not even agitated. Ajatra shatrava sadava sadubhushanam. Even someone hates. Like Lord Ram told Kaikeya, why did you have to go to my father? You came and asked me, I will abdicate. Immediately I'll abdicate. No problem. You're my mother. So humble. He told her, he encountered her before he went to see his father, who was going to bear the bad news. I can go to the forest, whatever you desire. This is the sign of a a great devotee. Of course, he's acting like a devotee, a great devotee. He's God. And so, in a great humble mood, he said, Father, you've promised Kaikeyi this, so I must comply with the desire of Kaikeyi and your order. Of course, Dasharat, he was so attached to Lord Ram. So much love, so much prem for Ram. All these citizens had so much prem for Ram. Lakshman, so much prem. Bharat, so much prem for Ram. So much love that after a few days after Ram left, Dasharat had to give up his body. And Bharat, he just also put on bark, tree bark, stayed outside, and he worshipped Lord Ram's shoes, and he ran the kingdom in the name of Ram. So he's also very honorable. This is honor, this is honesty, honesty within the heart, no duplicity, no hidden agenda. This is a devotee, very simple in the heart. He has no motives to enjoy this material world. It's called aniha. Aniha yamanasya. When Prahlad Maharaj met the Avaduta said, Viragya sarvakamebhyo shikshito me madhuvratat anihani amanasya. That I learned from the bumblebee, the honeybee. that he's always making honey, but someone's always coming to steal it. So in this world, we may have so much material opulence, so much fame, so much this, so much that, so much material attributes and so on. But it all disappears when death comes. Right? So, anihani amanasya. He said, I have no material, no desire whatsoever for, janiyatiyashu vairagyam jnanam chayada hoitika. Nothing. I only want devotion to Krishna. That's all I desire. I just be greedy to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda. I simply want Krishna's mercy. What is that? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the mood of a devotee, of course, he's Krishna. He's saying, I'm chanting the holy names of the Lord. My Guru Maharaj told me to chant these names. My only payment is prema. How to love the Lord, how to love Krishna, how to feel some ecstasy while chanting the holy name of the Lord. Yugaitam nameshina chakshusha shabishaitam sunyaitam. When I chant when I can't remember Krishna, it feels like a lifetime of suffering, like the gopis when Krishna left. Some of them felt suicidal, some of them gave up their bodies. When the Brahmins' wives couldn't come to feed Krishna, one of them gave up their lives like this. Nayanam galada shudaraya vadanam gadgada hridaya. When one is chanting the holy name of Krishna and Ram, and the throat chokes up, you can't speak. Srila Prabhupada sometimes, he was sitting on a Vyasa-san, and sometimes his voice would choke up. Out of great love, the ocean of prema, bhakti rasamrita sindhu. And he couldn't speak even. He was so grateful that these little monkeys, we came and surrendered at his feet, and we gave everything for him, just like Ram's monkeys. Millions of them. They gave up their lives to serve Ram, isn't it? They were so angry. How could you steal Sita? How could you do that? How dare you? Pitṛ-vat. How's that go? Dara? Pitṛ-vat para daryeshu. Chanakya Pandit says that a learned person is one who sees that every woman except his wife is mother. Right? That is the aphorism given by Chanakya Pandit. Pitṛ-vat para daryeshu. So this Ravana, he had so many wives, he had so many concubines. He was surrounded by millions of beautiful women. When Hanuman went to look in his palace, after his drunken parties, they were all lying around in the chambers of Ravana, thousands and thousands of concubines described. No, he had to have Sita. And that was the downfall of Ravan. Sita cursed him, rascal, how dare you try to touch me? Ram is my Lord. And this way she cursed him. And not only himself, when we offend, when we make an offense to great personalities, not only you will suffer, but your entire community, your entire family, everything will be destroyed. So the fire of Sita's anger burnt up the entire horde of Rakshasas. And the wonderful descriptions in the Ramayana of the great war that came about, and the great prowess of Hanuman jumped across the entire ocean, and some demons were trying to stop him, but he became tiny, went through the mouth of one demon, Rakshashi, and entered the kingdom of Ravana. And then, of course, Ravana, captured him. But Vibhishana was the brother of Ravana. So even in family, you can have devotees and demons. Even in this body, You can have demon and devotee. So Vibhishana was trying to get some sense into Ravana. Just like Vidura was trying to put some sense into Dhritarashtra. What are you doing? You're going to destroy your entire dynasty. Just be happy with what you have. No, I need more. Idyam adyamala maya labdam imam prapshe manoratam idam astidam api me bhavishyati punardam. So much wealth do I have today, but I want some more. So much wealth do I have, but more, I must have more and more and more. There's no end to the greed of the materialistic, demoniac Rakshasa. So therefore, the Lord comes and dissipates, gets rid, destroys these demons. Of course, we find ourselves in Kali Yuga, and so the Lord has to be very merciful. Because wholesale demoniac civilization, wholesale demoniac civilization. And here the entire purport is describing how varṇāśrama atak pumbir dvijashrishtas varṇāśrama vibhagashaha sunistitasya dharmasya samsidir haritoshanam. Whatever varna or ashram I'm in, it doesn't matter. In fact, yasya lakshanam proktam pumso varna vijanjakam yadanyatrapi drishye tattanaiva vindirandishet. At the end of the 11th chapter of the 7th canto, the Avadhuta tells Prahlad that one should look and see the qualities. Yasyala lakshanam proktam pumso varna vijanjakam. If someone's born Brahmin, but he's like Sudra, let him be a Sudra. Oh, I'm born Brahmin family. So many Brahmins I meet in America. I met one. He said, I'm Brahmin, big Brahmin. I said, you're serving meat, you're eating cows. He had a restaurant. His name was Nandi. He said, I am Kashmiri Brahmin. I said, sir, that's nice, but why are you serving cow's meat in your restaurant? Why are you serving alcohol? What, you know? So no, if one has the qualities of Brahman, and even if one, you know, tat karma nipano vipro mantra tantra visharada, Guranga Mahaprabhu is saying this, that you may have all the mantras and tantras, avaishnamo na sadguru. If you're not a devotee of the Lord, you should not be accepted as a teacher. If you're not purely desiring to please Guru and Krishna, Guru and Ram, and you're useless. Shami evi kevalam. You're just wasting your time like that. So here Prabhupada is saying varnāśrama means to do your service in whatever ashram you're in whatever varna you're in, but he tells Arjuna, Yasmat sarvasu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha maya arpita mano buddhi. That invest your intelligence, your mind, all your activities, your body, iha yasya harir dasya karmana manasa gira anikajapavastas jivan mukta suyuchate. Engage everything. You may be a sweeper, but you may be loving Krishna, right? You may be a cobbler, Kolavet Sridhar. He was just making some leaf cups here, right here, near Jagannath Mandir. But Lord Chaitanya was giving him so much mercy and so much anxiety also. Lord Chaitanya was testing. So this is the process of Krishna consciousness. To engage in whatever situation we're in, griha deko vane dako, bhaja hari bole dako. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, your griha, sannyasi, whatever you are, develop your love for God without any hidden agenda. Don't come to the movement for something material. Approach Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, the spiritual master, and try to become purified. Otherwise, Maya is very tricky. He's very tricky. We know the history. So we have to be very cautious. And Bhaktisiddhanta said, you beat the mind with shoes and a big stick. False ego. Problem is the false ego. So it is 9 o'clock. I'm sorry if I went too late. But perhaps we can have one question. And then we can read Srimad Ramayana today, whatever Ramayana book we have. Read the glories of Lord Ram, fasting till moonrise. So many wonderful pastimes of Lord Ram, so many wonderful heroic activities, killing the Rakshasas and so on. Any question? We have a question here from Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you very much for a really wonderful class on Lord Ram and Ram Rajya. Srila Prabhupada said, 50% of my work is unfinished. I have not established varṇāśrama. And for organized human society to progress nicely, materially and spiritually.
Janmashtami knows about this. Oh yeah, well, Bhakti Raghava Maharaj is very much involved in the social science of the varnashram system. But we know, Prabhupada actually told Ramaswar Prabhu on a train that he wants to build a city here of Mayapur, and that there will be devotees who are still addicted to alcohol. There will be devotees addicted to meat eating. But he said they can still be devotees. Another letter I read from Prabhupada, he said not everyone will take Diksha. So you'll have the various varnas, and they will practice Krishna consciousness. There's a letter like that. Brahman Diksha is for us who teach. Brahman means teacher. More important by example than knowing all the mantras and tantras. By our example, yadyadacharati shreshtas. Purity is the force. Books are the basis. Utility is the principle. Preaching is the essence. So we find ourselves with different gunas and karmas. Some of us are very scholarly. Some of these devotees are writing beautiful books for our children. Wonderful books. They're doing collections of books about the Bhagavatam tales and so on. So they're scholarly. Some of us are preaching to the scientists, Bhaktivedanta Institute. Some of us are good at handling management, managers, kshatriyas, and protecting. We have to protect women, children, old people, and so on. So it's happening. But the main thing, as we quoted, Dharma swanustipat pumsam vishvakseni katasya notpadididi. If you're doing all your ashrams and varnas, but you not developing your love of God, shrama eva hi kevalam. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Ramananda Roy, they're having a discussion. He's asking the question. He rejected. Varnāśrama alone is not enough. If it doesn't, it's not an impetus for loving God. Then it's a waste of time. That's the problem. That Ravana, he big kshatriya, but, envious of God. So, that is the idea, that we must prioritize whatever your guna and karma is. Yeah, you can be. And we used to equate, if someone was a big manager, then they're very advanced devotee. They have big position. But we see some failures. Many big managers are not with us anymore. So we don't want to judge a person by their social position. We judge a person by how much he has Vaishnava qualities. Tolerance, humility. Gauranga Mahaprabhu has asked us to string this mantra on the holy name. chunadapi sunichanattororivasish. That is the qualification. Not I've accomplished so much for Prabhupada. I've done so much. And then we have pride before the fall. So we have to pray. If we see someone becoming a little puffed up because they have position, they're becoming a little complacent. Oh yeah, I can chant some extra rounds tomorrow. I have too much management to do. What about your rounds? Without doing your 16 rounds. So like that, we have to pray that our leaders become very strong, spiritually strong. Many are gifted with qualities of management. Others are gifted with other qualities. Engineers or very high-class sudras. Manipulating material energy is sudra work. Would you like to say something? I'm about 80% deaf, so I can't.
Super good class. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. I offer my respects to all the devotees. All glories to Lord Ram. Vanchakalpadruvasya, Kripanidhi.
Jai Jai. His Grace Kripanidhi Prabhu ki